Open at 2:30 p.m. local time on Thursday, but flight operations didn't begin for at least 2 hours. Australian airline Virgin pulled all flights to and from Bali on Thursday and Friday, grounding 25 flights scheduled to fly between Australia and Bali, as did its Australian competitor Jetstar. Virgin says it will make a decision on Saturday flights following further advice from the Volcanic Ash Advisory Centre. AirAsia cancelled all flights in and out of Bali for Thursday, but is yet to make a decision on Friday services.
Thousands of protesters have marched through the streets of Bucharest for a second night, despite Wednesday's resignation of the Romanian Prime Minister Victor Ponta. They're demanding even more political reform. Europe correspondent Kevin Ozebek has more.
A group of protesters, reportedly 30,000 strong, demanded early elections as they took to the streets of Bucharest last night. Yesterday, Prime Minister Victor Ponta told his country he'll step down. He faced mounting pressure to resign after a nightclub fire last week killed 32 people. Demonstrators believe safety standards are lax in Romania because of deep-seated political corruption. Protesters say Prime Minister Ponta's resignation should be just the beginning, and they're calling for an end to what they see as rule by the political elite.
Mexico's Supreme Court has made a ruling which many believe could lead the way to the legalization of recreational use of marijuana. 4 people from the Mexican Society for Responsible and Tolerant Personal Use will be allowed to grow and smoke their own marijuana. Marijuana still can't be legally sold in Mexico, but many believe the court's ruling is the first step towards full legalization. That is the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
Seed to sale, clicks to conversions, and more. You're listening to the Cannabis Radio Network.
From the Sky News Centre at 2, the Prime Minister says Saturday's plane crash in Egypt was more likely than not caused by a bomb. All UK flights to and from Sharm el-Sheikh remain grounded as a precaution, leaving thousands of people stranded in the resort. David Cameron says it may take some time to start flying British tourists home. Transport Secretary Patrick McLaughlin has told the Commons the restrictions will be lifted in due course.
The safety and the security of the travelling public is, of course, the government's highest priority. We will need to be confident that security standards meet our expectations and those of the public before we allow services to resume.
Inspectors claim the only high-security jail in Northern Ireland is unsafe, unstable and in crisis. The prison's watchdog says inmates and staff at HMP Magarbry felt unsafe with rising levels of violence and credible threats. Bedfordshire's Police and Crime Commissioners defended an idea to permanently turn on speed cameras on the M1 to raise funds for his force. The suggestion to fine any driver who travels more than 71 miles an hour on the motorway has been described as drastic and an abuse of power. But Ollie Martin says their budget stretched to the limit because of government cuts.
The idea that we can reduce the size of Bedfordshire Police when we face those challenges is not tenable, and that's why I'm having to look at all other options to ensure that I don't have to shrink the size of our police force.
Volkswagen sales in the UK have fallen by almost 10% amid the diesel emissions scandal, but official figures show some other manufacturers also saw declines. Real Madrid's Karim Benzema has been charged following claims another footballer was blackmailed over a sex tape. He's appeared in court in France. And the Bank of England has left the base rate of interest unchanged at 0.5%. The committee responsible voted by 8-1 to keep it at the record low where it's been since March 2009. That's the latest. I'm Annie Joyce.
Ganjapreneur.com, your guide to the cannabis business world. Ganjapreneur.com is a comprehensive resource for cannabis professionals and entrepreneurs. Download the Ganjapreneur app on your smartphone or tablet to catch up on cannabis industry news, scroll through our daily job listings, and learn about successful cannabis companies, executives, and investors. Ganjapreneur.com, helping Ganjapreneurs grow.
Dr. Dabber, hurry! Its temperature is shooting past 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's burning up.
I'm afraid for this little guy, it's just too late.
What caused the problem?
Only Dr. Dabber can maintain the perfect temperature for a smooth-tasting, slower burn. This standard vaporizer lost all of its health benefits, sending it up in smoke.
So you're telling me that most vapor pens burn so hot they produce smoke, not vapor?
Correct! Keep away from those standard vaporizer pens and turn to Dr. Dabber. Doctor's orders.
Less heat, more flavor.
forwarding the cause of legalization and research of the growing cannabis industry, one podcast at a time. The Cannabis Radio Network.
This is the USA Radio Business Report. I'm Russ Jones. Want someone or something to respond to an email for you? Well, correspondent Larry Olson reports Google has a new bot response for that.
The feature coming to Gmail's Inbox email app will automatically suggest 3 short replies for incoming messages based on the context of the message. It works by scanning the incoming emails, then using machine learning to formulate a natural language reply. Google says the more you use the feature, the better its suggestions will become. I'm Larry Olson.
Computer games company Activision Blizzard is set to buy the company that created Candy Crush. It's a deal worth almost $6 billion. Activision says the purchase of King Digital Entertainment will make it a global leader in interactive entertainment across multiple platforms. Powered by westernjournalism.com, this is the USA Radio Business Report. I'm Russ Jones.
USA Radio News. I'm Ron Taylor. Lake County, Illinois authorities are calling the shooting death of Fox Lake officer Charles Joseph Glinovitz a carefully staged suicide. Major Crimes Task Force Commander George Folinko expressed embarrassment while revealing that the lieutenant took his own life after committing extensive criminal acts.
This is the first time as a law enforcement officer that I felt ashamed by the acts of another police officer.
The officer was found dead on September 1st after he radioed to say he was chasing 3 suspects on foot. Folinko says Glinovitz has stolen thousands of dollars from a youth police program over about 7 years. It's sounding more and more like ISIS or an ISIS-affiliated group was behind the crash of a Russian jetliner that killed over 200 people. U.S. intelligence reportedly believes the plane went down in Egypt this past weekend as a result of a bomb planted inside. An ISIS-linked group has claimed responsibility for the explosion. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders wants to legalize pot. The Vermont Independent introduced the Ending Federal Marijuana Prohibition Act on Wednesday. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, Staples guy. I really need to ship something.
Staples has UPS in-store and all the packing and shipping supplies you need.
Great, but today's Sunday.
At Staples, you can ship 7 days a week.
Even Sunday?
Yep.
Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Flag Day?
Yeah.
International Fanny Pack Day?
Seriously.
March 12th. Look it up.
Right now, get up to 5% cash back in Staples Rewards. Pack more, save more. Staples. Make more happen.
5% back in rewards excludes postage, gift, or prepaid phone cards and purchase made at third-party sites. Rewards not paid on taxes, delivery charges, and coupons. See staples.com for details.
Don't miss Kohl's Veterans Day weekend sale this Friday and Saturday. Take $10 off your purchase of $25 or more. That's on top of already great savings, like 40 to 60% off sweaters, outerwear, and boots for the whole family. Plus, everyone gets $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent this Friday and Saturday at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
The University of California is urging the Supreme Court to allow colleges to use affirmative action in their admissions decisions.
We have not been able to use race-based admissions measures, and that has hampered our ability to have campuses that are as diverse as the state of California is.
UC's Kate Moser said the friend of the court brief supports the University of Texas in its case before the highest court in the nation. In 2008, 2 white women sued the University of Texas claiming discrimination when they were denied admission. Moser said since California voters eliminated affirmative action at admissions, UC schools have become less diverse.
We've seen a decrease in the representation on campuses of certain minority groups.
Travis Silva of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights said after 20 years, there's evidence affirmative action still plays an important role in promoting diversity.
After California enacted Prop 209, the numbers of African American, Latino, and Native American students at the University of California decreased drastically.
This is USA Radio News.
Geico applauds your inner journey seeker.
Geico gives a hearty pat on the back to the part of you that just wants to get out and ride your motorcycle, to take to the open road, and let the wind and bugs fly your way. In fact, bring on the bugs. They can't stop your quest for highway enlightenment. Geico insures not only your car, but also that fine-looking bike of yours, with a custom-tailored policy and the best rates for you. So next time you suit up for adventure, make sure to take Geico along for the ride.
Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen says no decision has been made whether to raise interest rates next month.
The economy will continue to grow and to return inflation to our 2% target over the medium term.
In a House hearing, Yellen said the U.S. economy continues to perform well while inflation remains low. Yellen has long suggested that interest rates may rise as the economy continues its slow but steady recovery from the deep recession.
The committee judges that an important reason for that relate to declines in energy prices and the prices of non-energy imports.
There has been considerable speculation in financial circles about a possible hike in interest rates before the end of the year. More Americans are going to be flying for the upcoming Thanksgiving weekend. The trade group Airlines for America expects 25.3 million people to travel by air over the long weekend. That's 3% more than last year. The group says lower fares are persuading more people to fly, and airlines are adding flights to meet the demand. The next generation of iPhones may include a more affordable run to the litter. Apple Insider reports the company may be going back to a 4-inch model alongside next year's iPhone 7. The smaller handset was abandoned after the iPhone 5S model. It's predicted the phone will have an A9 processor, but likely won't have the 3D touch capabilities that were unveiled with the iPhone 6S. Mass production on the 4-inch phones is expected to start early next year. I'm Ron Taylor, and this is USA Radio News, powered by westernjournalism.com.
Your connection to quality cannabis insurance services is spelled Kaercher. That's Karcher Insurance. We have worked with ventures like cannabis for over 60 years. We're proud to represent over 50 companies with tailor-made cannabis plans for owners just like you to insure your product, your plants, and your pursuits. Kaercher spells out their full-service insurance services ranging from commercial to bonds to personal, from life to health, and more. Contact the team at KarcherInsurance.com and let our experience work for you. That's Kaercher Insurance.com.
Contact Karen and the team at Karcher Insurance at 1-844-421-3560. That's 844-421-3560. The smoke is rising, and the next crop of podcasts devoted to cannabis providers and enthusiasts are ready to be harvested. Welcome to the Cannabis Radio Network, founded by respected rainmakers who have been producing award-winning podcasts for over a decade. Industry headlines, business updates, medical reports, marketing, and e-commerce education rolled up perfectly for your consumption. Let's grow together. The Cannabis Radio Network. CannabisRadio.com.
USA Radio Sports, I'm Tammy Rose. Steve Curry scored 31 points as the Warriors cut down the Clippers 112-108 in a seesaw affair in Oakland. Warriors head coach Luke Walton says Curry overcame a lot to have a big night.
Had a couple shots that he normally hits didn't go, and, when we really needed him most, he stepped up for us, and he made huge plays.
The defending NBA champions improved to a 5-0 and handed the Clippers their first loss of the season. LeBron James scored 23 points and tore 2 sleeves as the Cavaliers rallied for a 96-86 win over the Knicks. James says they grinded out the win.
We did it again tonight by, finally, walking down defensively, locking down contested shots.
This is USA Radio News, powered by westernjournalism.com.
Did you know the government is scheming to seize your retirement and bank accounts? Hi, David Fisher, CEO of Landmark Capital Gold Group. Get the facts in a white paper called How to Protect Your Retirement and Bank Accounts from Government Seizure. Transfer your 401k or IRA into physical gold and silver and take possession with no tax liability. Call Landmark Capital at 844-715-9411. That's 844-715-9411 or landmarkgold.com.
Get your Plenty card at Exxon or Mobil and start earning points at lots of places.
So I get points for filling up at Exxon?
You sure do.
What about getting coffee at Mobil?
Points.
Streaming TV shows on Hulu?
Definitely.
Points on my AT&T wireless bill?
Yep.
Buying soap?
At Rite Aid.
Buying you a birthday present?
Points at Macy's.
Visiting your parents?
No. You get marriage points.
Oh.
Exxon and Mobil are the only fuel brands that are part of Plenty, the rewards program that lets you earn points at one place and use them at another. Join Plenty for free through a participating Exxon or Mobil station today. Terms and limitations apply. See plenty.com/partners for details.
Giants defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul could make his much-anticipated season debut against the Buccaneers this Sunday. JPP hasn't played since injuring his hand in a fireworks accident on the 4th of July, but he believes he can return to Pro Bowl form.
Coming off any injury, you just got to go out there and have that confidence, you know. I got to feel confident in myself, shoot my hand, and